Barbara Luna was a prominent TV actress in the 1970s. Now in her 80s, she's still remembered as one of the best actresses of her generation, and one of the most beautiful. When one utters her name, the image of her in a bikini in a steamy Star Trek scene comes to mind. Join Facts First to learn about Barbara Luna's life and career and why she wore a bikini in her steamy Star Trek scene. Barbara Ann Luna was born either in 1936 or 37 in Manhattan. Her family background was rather mixed, as she had a grandmother from Spain and another from Italy. Her mother was born in Hungary and father born in the Philippines. This diverse background is what gave her her exotic looks, which helped her career later. Not much is known about her childhood, but it's clear she fell in love with performing at a young age. She appeared in the Broadway production of South Pacific while still in her teens, and this contributed to her love for acting. She later appeared in plays like The King and I and Tea House of the August Moon. She began her screen career in the 1950s. In 1954, she first appeared in an episode of The New Adventures of China Smith in the episode entitled The Proverbs of Shensei. But this wasn't enough to garner more work, and she went another 4 years before landing another television role. Her next role was as Lily Yu in the 1958 episode of Mike Hammer. The episode was entitled So That's Who It Was. While perhaps not groundbreaking television today, it was one of the early examples of seeing an Asian American character in a storyline involving the Chinese American community on a popular show. Barbara was certainly groundbreaking in helping to create more opportunities for ethnic minorities on television. She continued to get small roles in various TV shows throughout 1958. Her big break was when she was cast as Teresa Modesto on the show Zorro. She played this role for only 4 episodes, but that was enough for her to garner mainstream attention. Before we tell you more about her life, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. Barbara Luna's film and television career. In 1959, Barbara Luna made her film debut in a film called Cry Tough. It was a B-movie about a Puerto Rican former criminal who tries to leave behind his past. Her role was a small one. She continued to find roles in television, and often these were one-off appearances that didn't lead to recurring roles. She appeared in popular shows such as The Texan, Bonanza, Tales of Wells Fargo, and Death Valley Days. It wasn't until 1960 that she found a role in a film again. The film was Elmer Gantry, which was a huge hit, but she had a small and uncredited role as a prostitute, which didn't further her career in cinema. She continued appearing in bit parts in TV in shows such as Lock Up, Have Gun Will Travel, Stagecoast West, and Adventures in Paradise. Throughout the 60s, she continued to find small roles in television, never appearing in more than 3 episodes at a time. She also appeared in a TV movie called Calhoun County Agent, released in 1964. She returned to cinema in 1965, appearing in the drama Synanon, which followed a group of recovering addicts. It was a serious film and showcased Barbara's excellent acting abilities. She was part of an all-star cast and still managed to hold her own. That same year, she acted in the war film Ship of Fools. This was again another ensemble of great actors, and though her role was small, it got her wider notice. This was the biggest film she'd worked on so far. While she focused mainly on television after that, she also had occasional film roles in great films such as Che, The Gatling Gun, Prologue to Wounded Knee, Love American Style, and Mannix. By the time the 1970s came around, she was one of the most recognized faces on American television. But without a doubt, one of her most well-known roles of her career was when she appeared on Mirror Mirror in the 2nd season of Star Trek. Why Barbara Luna wore a bikini in her steamy Star Trek scene. Barbara Luna appeared in the 4th episode of the 2nd season of Star Trek, an episode titled Mirror Mirror that's now hailed as one of the best Star Trek episodes of all time. While this was her only appearance on the original series, her character remains one of the most well-known characters in the history of the show. She played Lieutenant Marlena, and part of the role involved her wearing a bikini in a steamy scene. Part of the reason, of course, was to attract viewers and to keep with the theme of a steamy scene with William Shatner. But another reason was because Barbara Luna was feeling ill when shooting this episode. She had woken up with a high fever and had even lost a lot of weight. The intended costume didn't fit her, and it was clear there needed to be an outfit change. The only outfit on hand that fit her was a bikini. This costume choice was unintended, but it led to this episode being one of the most famous in the history of the series. This is the scene that made Barbara Luna into a sex symbol. Barbara Luna's later life. One of the first TV shows where Barbara gained prominence following her Star Trek appearance was The FBI. She appeared in 4 episodes, one before her Star Trek appearance. Each time, she played a different character, and each time her performance was lauded by fans and colleagues. The episodes she appeared in were Special Delivery, The Gray Passenger, The Extortionist, and Young Warriors. It wasn't until 1985 that she managed to land a recurring role on a TV series. She appeared as Anna Ryder in 195 episodes of the popular soap opera Search for Tomorrow. Later, she appeared in 8 episodes of the show One Life to Live. Her last major role was as Sydney Jacobs in the show Sunset Beach in 1998. The previous year, she appeared as Mrs. Wing in the feature film Fool's Paradise. In 2015, she appeared in the feature film Super 7 Unchained, and in 2020, she played herself in a film called Unbelievable. She also appeared in 2 episodes of a reboot of Star Trek called Star Trek Phase 2. One episode was in 2004 and another in 2011. Almost 50 years since her first appearance in Star Trek, she was still one of the most famous characters in the show, despite the fact she had only appeared in 1 episode. Barbara Luna's career has been prolific, though unlike most actors and actresses, it's been focused on mainly small roles and non-recurring roles in TV shows. Nevertheless, she's recognized as one of the hardest-working actresses of her generation. Today, she's in her 80s and still considered a sex symbol and loved for her perseverance. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite memory of Barbara Luna? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content. By the way, if you haven't joined Factsverse as a member yet, be sure to look below this video and click the join button. By becoming a paid member of Factsverse, you'll get access to exclusive video content that you won't find anywhere else. This includes some of our more mature content that isn't suitable for public audiences, which includes topics like Hollywood actresses who posed for Playboy and some of the steamiest moments in movie history. Plus, you can enjoy these videos completely ad-free. Our biggest fans will notice they also get badges next to their name when they leave comments on our videos. We pay special attention to comments from our members, and so do other viewers. So if you want exclusive content from Factsverse or inside access to discussions with other community members, click the join button to get started for just $4.99. There are hours of members-only videos waiting for you, with new videos added every month. And we're actively working on bringing even more features to help fans like you connect with other members and get more of your favorite content. Just click join, and we'll see you inside the membership tab.